All right, guys, welcome to Two Scoops Podcast. I'm your host, Dayton, and tonight we have a local legend.
Ooh,
Yes,
well, that's
Thomas
going a little
Meadows.
far. Legend's a little far, but you know what? I'll take Lewis Legend.
Lewis Legend is good, aka Rootin Tootin Tommy Meadows,
Absolutely.
aka this is my favorite one, Tommy Two Fields. That's
Yep.
my favorite.
Yep.
So
Meadows, two fields.
what I've got kind of in a little bio that I put together is
Hopefully,
you've
no
got
math questions.
you've got quite the transformation, and from your past years of just completely being a wild child with a brief professional cage fighting career,
Yep.
party animal, possible gang member, to is that a rattle?
I think it's the candle.
Oh, it might. Oh, yeah, that might
Both
be.
exciting, though.
Right. So from all that to a successful entrepreneur, father, husband, man of the Lord.
Yes. I definitely went through some growing up. Still doing quite a bit of that. But,
We all are.
It's
Yep.
it's life. We're young, right?
Right.
Yeah, you just get to a point in life where you're like, hey, fun's fun, but the aftermath is not really as beneficial as, you know, the reward of it all afterwards. So you just get to a point where it's like, hey, I'm kind of at a plateau here. I want to start climbing a little bit. And
Right.
I guess that means growing up a little bit, if you will.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're all grown up every day learning.
Yep.
So I'm trying to do this where we kind of give a backstory of like how we actually met.
Yeah.
So both Frederick natives, I think. Do you all your high school career, Frederick?
Well, I'm actually African American. I'm not native, but in you're Asian, so
Right.
not
I
natives,
get
but natives.
I get that. I wonder if you get this. Like everywhere I go, I usually get spoken to in Spanish, thinking I'm a Spaniard
Yeah.
or native, which is pretty predominant in our area.
Yep.
Do you get the same?
All the time. People don't know what we are, man. It all depends on the length of my hair too, right?
I
Like when my
know.
hair's short,
Yeah.
everybody's like, "You're definitely Mexican." It's like,
Right.
no, it's long. They're like, "You're either native or Samoan or
I get that a lot too because I got
yeah,
Polynesian tattoos, but could be beneficial. If the guy has too many tip ups out, throw down the hair. No one
absolutely."
bats an eye.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I've never done that.
We're law-abiding citizens
Absolutely.
for the most part.
Right.
Speaking of that, I'm not even sure if I have a fishing license. I'm pretty sure I do,
Yeah.
but I'm in that case native.
No, we're fine.
Yeah. Oh,
we only have
absolutely.
3 lines in. That's my 3 lines.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know.
Do you have any spears?
I don't have any spears in here.
We could.
There's
get
a
away with that.
broomstick over there.
We could make one.
I think we're legal. Like, they're my lines, but if you take them, obviously, any rattle reels go off, they're yours.
Oh well,
I still think that's fine.
absolutely, it's fine.
Whatever.
It's like having a kid.
Right.
You know, kids can do whatever they want on the ice.
Right.
I think my kids do.
I looked at, so Riley's almost won, and I looked at the laws regarding her fishing license.
Yeah.
And like, I think it's just, I didn't know if she could legally have 3 lines because the law says if you're under 16, you don't need to buy a license.
Yeah.
But I also think it's like an unwritten rule, like you need to be physically able to tend your lines. But I couldn't find anything like that. So I hope someone comments.
We're up north Wisconsin.
Right.
We have like 5-year-olds youth hunting, shooting 20-point bucks. So
we're fine.
Can they hold the gun? Maybe not.
Yeah.
Is dad really shooting them or mom? You know, that's a topic for another day, but
Right,
we should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're good. But
And we're not technically live, so we at least have a day to get away if we're
right, they won't
illegal.
catch us.
No. We're going to Tijuana.
They definitely know.
We'll fit right
We're
in.
fine. We're fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
No,
We're
but
good. Everything's fine.
so African American.
Half freaking
Half
American.
freaking. Okay,
Half black, half white.
that's right.
I've
That's right.
coined that one.
I like that. That's very strategic.
It fits, you know.
It does. It does.
Because when
It's
people
tasteful.
ask,
It's tasteful.
yeah.
Very
Well,
demure.
and when people ask, they're always like, okay, so what's African American? Black, white. And then
Right.
the following question comes, well, was your dad black or was your mom?
Right.
Typically, you see a black father and a white mother. And in my case, that is it. My dad was black. My mom was white. She still is white. But
Right.
dad passed away when I was 8, so he's not
Sorry to
black
hear.
anymore,
Oh my goodness.
technically.
But no, we went to the same high school.
Yep.
But we really didn't know each other until I don't even know. I think the first time we hung out was when we took our bikes
Yeah.
up north somewhere.
I mean, those were crazy days. They're kind of blurry, but yeah, I mean, well, how old are you?
31.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm 38, so I'm a little
Right.
bit older than you, but
Yep.
I think that would have been like 2012-ish we started riding.
Yeah. Well, wait. I think
or
I had
earlier.
it must have been later because I think I had my Road King when you guys had your street glides. And that was like 2016, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I had my Road King.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, you had the
I thought I had-
Springer.
the green one.
I never saw that. I always saw
Oh.
pictures, and the most iconic Thomas Meadows picture that comes to mind is you on the Springer, the green Springer. Just
Yeah, Indian Larry down
I'm
the
probably
hill.
gonna overlay that.
I'll send you the picture. I was actually just talking to that.
Yeah.
Or talking about that. I stopped at Block and Cleaver to grab some skin on wieners.
Yep.
And this older couple, they were broke down, so I was like, I'll give you a ride home. And he's like, well, I don't want to put that on you. I'm like, no, dude, it's all right.
Right.
So he's like, well, we live in Voyager Village. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll bring you.
Yeah.
So we were coming around the Crowbar corner, and we're talking about like being wild and stupid when you're young. And I told the lady, Beth, I'm like, well, matter of fact, I go around this corner back in the day. I stood on the seat of my Harley doing 60 all the way past Crowbar down to the Jackson Fire Hall. And you know, it was crazy too because it was like raining that day. Shouldn't have been doing it.
Thomas.
My vest, I came down the hill and my vest blew open and I started wiggling.
Oh, the death wobble. Well, you or the bike was doing the...
Well, I started wobbling, so I'm like, oh, this might be it.
Oh,
but
no.
saved it, kept on going, didn't get down on my seat like I should have.
Good. Have you ever laid one down?
Yeah, a couple times.
Couple.
I mean, if you don't crash, you're not riding right.
Man, no, I'm not. I haven't laid one down.
Yeah, you won't. I mean, there's situations where you can't avoid. I probably could have avoided all of mine, but I didn't.
Right.
Fortunately, I was fine, but I crashed one time going around Diamond Lake.
Okay, those are some whippy turns.
Oh, very whippy, and it was, again, this could have been avoided, but I left Ben Anderson's daughter Tegan. It was like her 4th or 5th birthday party, and I dropped off one of my books that I'd written for her.
Yes.
Well, it was, I don't know, maybe April, so there were snowbanks still. I rode from Marina and St. Croix from our house up there. I'm going around the corner, dude, and I'm doing like 65, hit some sand, and I went into a death wobble. And I'm like, all right, well, the lake is way down there.
Yep.
There's a snowbank up here if I can hang on, or the asphalt.
Just pick your poison.
Yeah, so I aimed for the snowbank. Luckily, I held on long enough, but dude, I had to ditch it. And I would just, next thing I know, I was just like floating all peacefully. And I opened my eyes and I was standing there. But I had like flipped around in the...
So you kind of just blacked out.
Well, kind of, yeah. Like I hit the ditch.
What just happened?
Well, I was trying to figure that out because I'm standing there. I can't see my bike or anything. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I was going this way. Right. Well, I had got turned around, so I was facing the opposite direction.
Yep.
Heard a car coming, turned around. I'm like, oh, there's my bike. Seat, everything's all mangled. I'm fine. and it happened to be the Damagala girls. So they
Oh.
stopped. They're like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, fine." And this again, not a proud moment, but I
Right.
had been drinking a little bit. Wasn't
Yeah.
drunk, but I
Right.
mean, it might have been enough to where I could have,
Right.
you know, been a little bit more coherent. But
Was this the Springer green one?
yeah,
What happened to that?
I ended up selling that when I moved to Canada. Adam Immy bought it and
Nice.
did a
Still
whole
has
bunch of
it?
stuff. No, I think he sold it, but
Oh.
it was still running good. He fixed it all up and it's pretty sweet. He painted it though.
What?
I know,
Adam,
right?
come on.
Yep. I wish he's here right now. We tell him how it
I'll
is.
get him here.
Yep. Amy's coming for 2 scoops.
Get out here.
Yeah. So I've laid a bike down a few times. Oh, here's a better story.
Let's hear it.
So my Road King, I laid that down one time in the middle of a river because I was going from Bayport across the St. Croix River on the
Okay.
ice. Had to do it. Woke up one morning.
What?
Yeah.
Do you have spikes or anything in it?
No, that's why I laid it down.
Okay.
So, dude, you know how I am.
Yeah.
Like I get these ideas and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm doing it.
Wait a minute. I think I saw a video of this.
Yeah.
I thought that was at Clear Lake.
No, that I was crossing the river because I'm like, I'm gonna cross the river on the ice on my motorcycle because
Oh
like
my
nobody's
God.
ever done that. I'm sure
No.
they have. Well,
You-
maybe not.
Man, you will not catch me on a river on the ice.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's a little sketchy, but I mean, there's
Right.
people out there, so I'm like, I'm just gonna zip across quick and come back, say I did it.
Yeah.
I had
Did you-
my phone out.
Did you make it?
Yeah.
Yes.
But I crashed first.
Ah, whatever. You still made it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just riding, and of course
Right.
I had my phone out, and I hit my throttle a little
Yeah.
too much,
And
spun
then-
out, and
Yeah.
just sliding. So that was all good. That was another time I crashed.
Thomas.
Yes, Debbie,
Yeah.
my mom's name. I heard that many times growing up.
Right. Do you know my middle name's Thomas?
It's a good middle name.
It is. It's strong. It's a strong middle name.
Yeah. It's just a good universal name.
It is.
Everybody can be called Thomas and still be their own Thomas,
And like, this is for the viewers. Like, I always get people get me confused with you.
Yeah.
Like, especially when my hair's down, and they're like, Thomas. Like, I immediately think like, how do you know my middle name, you
Yeah.
weirdo?
Well, maybe that's a good and a bad thing. Probably
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
was not as good. But
No, all good.
yeah.
I've actually been mistaken for him when he's literally sitting right next to me.
Which that's a compliment to me because you're a good looking dude.
Oh, making me blush.
Much better good looking than
Oh,
me.
stop.
You got the Fu
No.
Manchu. You got it going on, bro.
It's just a fire stash. That's it.
Yeah.
Which I was just talking to Paul about. The NFPA might find the stash no bueno
Ooh.
for the masks.
Yeah.
A little upset about it.
I
if they
suppose
find it. Yeah.
you got to have a tight seal, huh?
I've never had an. Yes, that's directly related to it. I've never had an issue with my mask sealing. Obviously, like neck, beard, facial hair,
Yeah.
that messes it up. But everything's kind of tucked, mustache-wise, in, so
Yeah.
all good.
Well, I'll tell you what. I could probably be a firefighter then because this is all I got.
I will get you an application.
I can't do it.
You can too.
Dude, I'm so busy, man.
I know you are.
I mean,
You have so many hats, Thomas.
I know.
Like, you have a lot of things going on, and I love it, man. I love seeing it on social media. Like, not normal. We'll probably dive pretty deep into that because
Yeah.
you do some cool stuff.
Well, I appreciate it. That was another thing about growing up. You quit doing wild, crazy stuff, and you kind of have all this extra energy to put to something useful. And
Yes.
I mean, that's kind of where Not Normal came from, right?
Yeah.
Kind of quit being the way I was, and I had all this extra, and I'm like, oh, let's
Yeah.
start cutting stuff.
Let's dive into it.
Yeah.
I want to know how Not Normal started. I want to know how you began your woodworking career. Like, what sparked that?
So operating heavy equipment in the cities. Got kind of sick of that. It was fun. Don't get me wrong. I love operating.
Because
But
you went to college for construction management, right?
I did at University of Rochester, and I went for football.
Yeah.
But ended up breaking my back.
Wait, what? Like you
Yeah.
broke your back?
Yeah, so I fractured my lower lumbars and couldn't play, and I'm like, well, I can't play football. I
Was
don't
this-
even want to be here.
Was this was the back break post cage fighting or pre cage
Pre.
fighting?
Yeah, pre. So crazy story about that. I mean, we could be here all night if we
Yeah.
really wanted to. So, went to college in Rochester, broke my back, couldn't play football,
Right.
wanted to leave. But I played football with this dude AJ from Texas, right?
Yeah.
And he had some boys come up, and I ended up meeting this dude named Stash, which is a good buddy of mine. So got to know those guys. Went down to Texas, visited a couple times, hung out. It was a wild lifestyle down there.
Right.
But the next semester, AJ and them were up. I'd go down and visit, hang out, party, of course.
Right.
Well, one day they were up, and this was, I can't remember if this was before or after Dustin crashed on the four-wheeler, but they were up they were down, they had just left. They were down in Texas.
Yep.
And so they called me, it was like Wednesday night, right? And they were all partying. I was partying. I'm in Wisconsin, they're in Texas.
Yep.
And they're like, Meadows, what up, bro? What are you doing? So we were kind of catching up, and they're like, you should move to Texas. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, if you guys come and pick me up, I'll move, you know? I kid you not. Thursday morning, they call me. They're like, bro, we're in Iowa. We're coming to get you. Drive down to Rochester.
I'm like not shocked.
Yeah, so I'm like kind of not even really skip a beat. I was more wondering if they were actually in Iowa. Send me a picture of welcome to
Right.
Iowa sign. They're going to
Yeah.
be in Rochester in like 3 hours. I'm
Right.
like, shoot. All right.
I better pack.
Yeah, literally. So
Yeah.
I'm like, Mom, will you bring me down to Rochester? She's like, what are you going down there for? I'm like, I'm moving to Texas. And she's like, okay. I grabbed
That was it? Like
that was it. I don't think she thought I was serious either. Dude, I started throwing clothes in the
Right.
Buick, just handfuls of clothes. I didn't even
Right.
put them in a bag. Literally threw them in the trunk.
yeah.
She drove me to Rochester, and I lived in Texas for like a year and a half.
Did you like it?
It was great.
You like Texas?
Yeah. Well, there was parts of it. I mean,
Yeah.
so all my buddies kind of just, they were in college and not really working. So
Yep.
I'm like, well, like I'm running out of money here.
Yeah.
So I got a job working at FMC Technologies.
What'd they do?
So we like pressure tested valves and stuff that went in trees, which are like the main motor that sucks oil out of
Okay.
the ground, like in offshore.
Hydro testing.
Yeah.
We used to work a
essentially.
lot with those and what I used to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. But dude, in Texas, it was in Houston.
Oh,
It
yeah.
rains
Hot.
every day
Yeah.
at about noon for 20 minutes. And then it's like 180
Yeah.
degrees.
Where in Houston? Were you in Houston?
So I worked in Houston, but I
Yeah.
lived in Magnolia, which is the outskirts of
I used to
Houston.
live. I went over Pearland. I used to live in Pearland,
Okay.
and it was right on the outskirts of Houston too.
Yeah, it's probably pretty close. Like,
Probably.
cause like Humble's there, I think like New Caney and a
Yeah.
couple other cities. I haven't heard of that one, but
Maybe we're gonna look at a map later and it's
Yeah,
gonna
we
be
are.
like, boom, boom, like completely opposite.
we could have been neighbors. You never even
Neighbors.
knew it, dude. This whole time.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you just like. Were they like? I bet you won't. Yes, I will. Test me.
They're just
Gone.
as dumb as I was, dude. They literally left,
That's awesome.
and we're in Iowa. What if I would have said no?
You can't at that point. You couldn't.
I was committed.
Yep.
I screwed up
Yeah.
when I told them I'd move to Texas. You know, but yeah, that was wild too. I mean, of course, it was in the middle of party and drinking days. You know,
Yep.
so we're down there, and you're smoking weed every night, and
Yep.
you almost wonder how you have enough brain cells to survive as an adult after.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
Oh man, I'm glad I'm done with like. I didn't probably drink as hard as you, but
yeah,
I just that just doesn't sound pleasing to me anymore. Like losing, It's not even like the night drinking. It's like losing the next 2 days because you just feel like absolute shit.
Oh yeah.
Like
And
I hate wasting days like that.
dude, would you say you're 31?
Yeah.
So,
I have to keep thinking like my age after.
well, because you don't
Whatever.
care anymore, right? You hit a
No,
age and
I-
you're just like, I'm just living now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't need another birthday. I've had 30
Right.
of them. Like,
Right.
let's just live.
Right.
But you get, well, I don't know when it hit me, but you get to a certain age. I think it was after 35.
Yeah.
Where, well, I quit drinking, like 28 for a while. Kind of went back, but you get hangovers.
Yeah.
And they're like a week long. At least mine were.
Yeah.
And it's not cool at
Not
all.
fun.
No. And it's like, it's so stupid, right? Because this was my pattern when I quit drinking. You would start Friday, and obviously I'm very excessive with everything I do, so like would party hard during the weekend. Sunday would roll around and you'd have to go have a little Sunday fun day to kind of shake off the hangover.
Well, hair of the dog.
Wake up Monday, want to be dead. Tuesday, dead.
Yep.
Wednesday, you're starting to come back around. You're still like, I'm never doing that again. Thursday, you're starting to feel really good. Like, hey, I'm normal again.
Yeah.
And then Friday comes and you're like, let's do it again.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
End the cycle.
Yeah. Rat wheel that goes nowhere.
Right. And you broke that cycle.
Yeah.
How was it?
Well, you know, you get to a point where you feel like you're at rock bottom and going nowhere, and you just, you got to shut her down.
Did you have a moment that was like, I need to change?
I did. I actually, that was kind of the pivotal moment in my life when, like, I came back to the Lord, right?
Yep.
Because I was raised, went to a church school, had all of my seeds of faith planted and stuff, and that's super important. The Bible says in Proverbs 22:6, you raise up a child in the way he shall go, so when he's old, he doesn't depart from the faith, right?
Yeah.
So there was obviously a moment in there where I departed. However, I had my seeds.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to quit drinking. You know, I was just like, this is so stupid, blah, blah, blah. Well, I ended up getting my second DUI, and here's how dumb this was. I quit drinking for like a month. I was doing awesome. Some buddies, it was Labor Day weekend, didn't drink Friday, didn't drink Saturday, and that was my goal. I was like, this is going to be hard.
Right.
Sunday, some buddies called and were like, hey, let's take the Harleys down to Prescott. Well, you don't get on the Harley and go to Prescott without drinking. So got absolutely smashed. Came back to the house when we were living in Marine on St. Croix, and was having a fire at the house.
Yep.
And so anyways, left, and not my proudest moment, but went to get a bag of drugs, of course. I know it's so stupid. I'm not ashamed of my past because you know,
look at where you are now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for rough and rugged past,
Yeah.
you couldn't have a beautiful future, right? I have a gauge to, like, I'm not saying I'm perfect now, but like I can physically look back and see where I am now and be like, okay, I'm making progress.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, went to get a bag of drugs, got pulled over, got my second DUI, and like everything was just like compounding on top of me. But I was in the shop like 2 weeks after that, and I was sitting there and I'm just like feeling rock bottom at the lowest of lows, you know?
Yeah.
It's like my wife hates me. You know, I think we had Layla at the time. So 2 kids with her, and I'm just like, I don't want to go through this crap, you know? And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, Lord, here's the deal. I'm like, I know you. I haven't lived according to your ways, but my selfish ways. I'm like, if you fix my life, I will serve you for the rest of mine. And in that very moment, dude, like it was goosebumps. I just felt everything in my whole life, all the crap, this and that.
Yeah.
I literally felt like a weight was lifted off of me.
That's awesome.
And I'm feeling the presence of God around me. Like, I know I just made a covenant that was more real.
You made a promise.
Yeah. And a promise I can't even keep without his power giving me, you know. the strength and whatever to keep it. But in that very moment, like all the weight of the world, all my problems, everything lifted off of me, and I was at such peace. Of course, nothing went away. I was still in my trouble, but I knew something was different. And from that very day, like everything just progressively got better and better. And then I was like, this is real. I learned this stuff as a kid, and you kind of go through this like, well, it's just what we do, here in the Western world. You learn about God, you go to church. We go on Saturdays because we keep the Seventh-day Sabbath.
Yep.
So most everybody goes on Sunday, right? So I was gonna say everybody goes to church on Sunday, and then you just go do your own thing.
Yep.
Well, anyways, so yeah, like I had the seeds of faith and stuff, and kind of steered away.
Yep.
But at the same time, it was there for me when I needed it, right?
Right.
And like all of those ideals became real to me. It wasn't just you just do that stuff because that's what we do.
Right.
And now as an adult, I can incorporate those things into life, and they're true every time, like you do unto others as you want them to do to you. Like it's
just treat people how you'd like to be treated.
There's always somebody there for you when you need them, when it's a divine creator. Us humans, we fail every time. Like I wish I could be
perfect.
Yeah, and like nobody's perfect, but that's the thing is like everybody sees you. Like I'm sure there's tons of people that look at me and like they've seen my change, and they
it's incredible.
Probably
it's awesome, man. Like,
well, and I appreciate that, but it's the good Lord gives me that strength, because my nature, I still want to go, still have that lust for, I want to go get hammered and drink.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're going to fall, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
But the scriptures say, be perfect like your Father is in heaven perfect. But it doesn't mean what we think it means. When you look at the original, it means when you fail, get back up and keep moving. Don't give up.
Right.
And we're going to fail all the time. But as long as we don't give up and keep moving, like,
right,
you're going to grow.
I feel like without failure, you don't grow.
No.
Like, if everything went perfectly fine, like, you're never going to learn anything.
Right. So there is a lot to say about failing. However, having the past that I had, I mean, I might look back in another 5 years and be like, oh, dude, you sucked then compared to now. I hope I do, right? Because then I'm still growing. Yeah. But, you probably have people that look at you and they're like, well, you're supposed to be a Christian. You're supposed to be perfect, and that's the religious mindset of it.
Yep.
I'm not saying religion is bad, but I think religion has really helped ruin people's relationship with God, Creator, Yahweh, the great I am, whatever you want to call him. And that's where things get distorted, right? Because religion doesn't get you to heaven. God does. Religion doesn't make you be a better person, not for the genuine. God does, right? So for all the people that need to be reminded of this, we're not perfect.
Oh, yeah.
But we will continue to grow perfect as long as we have a relationship.
Man, do you know some people that just like, that they think they're perfect? And that's so infuriating to me. Just like...
Yeah.
Like, no humbleness at all. Like,
yeah,
gives me the ick.
We need those people so that we can be like, I don't want to be like that.
Right. Yeah, puts you in perspective.
And hit me if I ever do.
Right.
I think at that point
you're way
stop
too
growing.
humble. Like, no. I don't see it at all.
Well, I try to remind myself that, hey, you're probably going to suck today, so don't act like you're, all that.
Oh my goodness.
I know you have good days and you have bad days. It's just like everything. I mean, it's hard to live opposite of the flesh, right?
What's that mean?
So, like, living in the flesh is always satisfying the things that we naturally want.
Oh, okay. Like, giving into your temptation or your cravings, or I see what you mean.
We could be out here crushing a bunch of beers. A part of me kind of wants to, but I want to live in a higher, existence in life.
Yeah.
Be, led by the Spirit, not the flesh.
Yes.
And it's tough, man. I mean, let's use the phone, for example. Scrolling through Instagram reels.
The doom scroll.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it.
Oh, me too. Yeah. We all are.
Yeah.
And this is just an example, but it's a good one. But it's like, well, what if I read my Bible for 20 minutes, or not even a Bible? Let's just say something beneficial.
Right. Use that time to do something productive. Maybe
Right.
learn something.
Yeah.
I get it. But
Maybe learn history and
right.
find how distorted life is these days from what it was.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh man.
we won't get into conspiracy
Yeah.
theories, but
Oh, we can.
well,
I
hey,
don't care.
yeah. I mean, we're gonna think what we think, and
Right.
people are gonna have their opinions, so that's why we're just open and real.
Exactly. And that's what makes life kind of interesting. Different opinions, different perspectives. It'd be boring if everyone had the same hobbies and same interests and everything. Like,
Right?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if everybody just did woodwork?
man, our roads would be wood.
They'd be better than what they are now. Driving a 1-ton down 48.
Man, what year is your truck?
12.
Mine's a 13.
Yeah.
So we probably have just straight up wagons. Mine is horrible.
Yeah.
Dude.
My wife looks at me every time we get on a bumpy road, and she's
Oh, yeah.
just like, "Why did I even marry this guy?"
Right.
You know, just buy something with some shocks, dude.
I put new shocks into my truck this year, and it still is shit.
Oh yeah, I actually I got new tires, and that helped a little bit, but it's rough.
Do you know what? My truck, it actually runs pretty good. Like, this is the most like
Consistent.
no, like, you know when someone is like, you have a 3/4 ton and they're like, oh, she rides way better when there's a little bit of weight in there.
Yeah.
I've heard it so many times, but when I've got my like 1 ton of sand in the back of my truck and my plow, I feel like she does. So there might be some truth to that.
There for sure is. When I bought my first Harley, I had a 92 Dodge. Best truck I've ever owned. Thing is just sexy.
Is it diesel or is it?
No, it was a little gasser. But I would get better gas mileage hauling my Harley up from the cities with it in there than with it not, and it rode smoother. So yeah,
I'm a fan of the Dodges.
I'm sold.
I won't shit on any other brand. Like, you know, some guys are like, I'll drive nothing but X.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
That power
Everything.
stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't have the Allison tranny. Yeah. Don't even look at it.
I won't even be caught near it.
Yeah.
Come on. Everything's fine.
You know, everything fails. Some things.
Everything has their quirks.
Yeah. You know, I had a Nissan. That thing is still on the road. It's probably got 500,000 miles on it. I sold it at 300,000.
And you bought it back?
No.
Oh, it's still like running right now. Okay, someone else has it. Yeah. And it's still running.
And I mean, I've seen Nissans that suck. Like, I guess it's just
luck of the draw too.
I will say this: Dodge could probably figure something out with their bodies because they do rust out quick.
I won't say it. Yeah, I will.
Knock on wood.
I feel like mine's doing pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Like my rocker panels have some paint missing, but for the most part, she's pretty rust free cab wise.
Yeah. You wash it like twice a week?
Once a year.
Well,
sometimes I'll bring it in and spray down some of the salt after a plow run. Yep. So.
Yeah, we should. I mean, I love living up here, but cranking on your own vehicles. If we lived in Florida or Texas, dude, we wouldn't have any rust.
Dude. The other weekend, it was who was I filming with? Someone was on here, and it was like negative 30, and obviously the Ram wouldn't start, so I had to crank on her, pull the batteries out, put new batteries in, and then mess with the fuel filters.
Yep.
And like, it sucks when it's negative 30 out, wind whipping.
I've been pretty lucky with that. The old Blue Goat.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing fires up every time.
That's all I want. Like, I don't care that my truck has like dents literally every single corner. If it starts, I'm ecstatic.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I wanted to do. I don't care if there's rust, paint, like aesthetic. I just want it to fire every time. That's it.
Well,
it doesn't happen.
I've tried to keep, so every time you use your truck, your battery basically maintains itself, right?
Yeah.
So I try to stay conscious of like putting a charger on there every couple of months just to
Yep.
keep them up, because when it gets cold like this,
Yeah.
if they're low, dude, it takes so much to crank those things.
Right.
Life of a diesel owner. It's tough.
I love it and hate it. I tried to look at the pros and cons with getting a gas truck, gas 3/4 ton. But it's just like really doesn't make sense for my construction stuff, snow plowing, like every time the diesel wins.
Oh yeah.
Like,
and you're gonna have more friends if you have a diesel. It's just a proven fact.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And the dump trailer, like we got a dump trailer now.
I know that thing is nice too.
I love that thing.
Yeah, I'm glad you let me use it that one time I was in a pickle.
Anytime, man.
Yeah.
Us dump trailers owners got to stick together.
Absolutely, we're a team out here. We got to survive.
Yeah.
We're like the Amish, you know.
Yeah.
We bond together
Amish.
in times of
Right.
hardships.
We don't cut our hairs though.
No.
Like no bowl cuts.
No.
No.
Could you imagine me and you in bowl cuts, dude?
I can, because I did when I was younger. Did you have bowl cuts when you were younger?
No, my mom put me in this like well, it's cool now. It was like a mullet, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
I look back and like I guess I made it look pretty cute, but at the same time, it's like, come on, Deb, what were you doing?
I have straight bowl cut, like.
Yeah, but you could
I
probably
will
swing
not
that,
overlay
though.
that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, let's get a picture.
I don't even know if I have it. It like, I want to say it was. All our pictures are digital now. Back then, it was like you have a not Tupperware, but a
Tub,
bin.
tote.
Yeah, and then you'd sift through it and go, "Oh, that was embarrassing."
Yeah.
And you stick it back in, and that's
Yep.
it. It's just collecting dust now.
I bet you your sister could dig one up.
I bet you could. Actually, I think all my photos are at my grandma's house, which are pretty close to your house. So.
Well, I tell you what, as bad as our haircuts were, no haircut will ever be as bad as my older sister Silhouette's hair.
What happened?
So it was actually the same haircut as my aunt had. Well, it must have been like freshman year. She had like the shaved sides and then the poofy top.
Oh.
It was
I'm
nasty.
thinking like Marge from Simpsons, but shorter.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll find a picture, but yeah,
Yes.
my Aunt Doreen had the same one. It was cool on Doreen.
Yes.
On Sil, not so much.
Do you ever think about cutting your hair completely off?
Every time I have to wash it in the shower.
Oh, I feel you there.
Yeah.
Or anytime my daughter grabs it, which is
Yeah.
pretty rare because usually my hair's up, but
Yeah.
when she does grab it, or my mustache hairs, that hurts.
See, that I don't have a problem with,
Yeah.
but like my hair, or like when I was cage fighting with long
Yeah.
hair, you put it up and like it starts getting in your eyes.
Oh yeah.
And then you got Vaseline in your eyes too,
Yep.
right? So this is what a lot of people don't really, I guess, know, but you Vaseline up your cheeks, then the
So it's
punches slide
slippery.
off. But it also, you'll get like matte burns from the gloves if you don't have it.
Oh yeah.
And so when you're sweating, it like gets in your eyes. So you're fighting with like kind of blurry vision.
Do you have contacts?
No.
Okay, that would probably be an extra step of just
Suckiness.
awfulness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you got your hair in your face and you're sweating.
When you put it up, did you like grease it up so you wouldn't have any of the flyaways that?
No.
No.
I should have though.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a pro move. Where were you at 6 years ago?
I know.
Dayton?
6 years ago.
Actually, it was longer than
still
that.
Still on the road. I wish I would have saw one of your fights.
Mhm. I usually had to get it over in the first round because
Right.
I'd just get
Didn't
too
have time
tired.
for it. Like,
Yeah. What are we doing, dude? We're punching each
I
other.
know.
Let's just get this over with.
I know.
Yeah, my longest fight was like 4 minutes, and out of all the sports I've ever played my whole life, I've never thrown up, not one time. There'd be dudes puking at football practice. I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? You know? After that fight, I won that one. It was for the number 6 spot at 205 in Minnesota.
Mhm.
So you got to give your little victory speech, you know, and I'm up there like rambling through. I'm like, I'm
No.
going to puke.
Yeah.
So I get done. It was at Black Bear Casino, and it was like 100 yards to the back room. So like,
Yeah.
I'm exhausted trying to get back there, dude. And I'm
Right.
like looking for garbage cans. I pass the corner and just start ralphing all over.
Okay.
And that is the best feeling in the world.
I bet. I thought this story was going. I was doing my speech in front of everybody,
Oh,
and
no.
then bah.
No, I held
Okay,
it in,
at
but it was
least-
another 30 seconds and I would have
Yep.
been puking all over
Oh.
people.
Man.
That was bad. Those dude wrestlers, cage fighters, they are in just phenomenal shape. Conditioning.
Yeah. It's. I don't think people realize how physically demanding a literal fight is.
Oh yeah.
Like, I've never cage fight anything, but try to do something like balls to the walls for even a minute, even 60 seconds. Try it. Giving 100% of your effort for 60 seconds.
Yeah. I know it's like you get in bar fights and stuff and it's 30 seconds max and
Right.
15 of it's talking trash,
Yeah.
If you're actually fighting somebody that fought, you're just going to gas out and be like, either knock me out or
Right.
leave me alone.
I will not fight anybody. Like, if there's a way to just like mitigate the situation,
Yeah.
like, I will take it 100% of the time.
Yep.
But not to be like, if I need to, I will, but
Yeah.
I will do anything in my power not to fight. It is so not worth it for me. Because,
Yeah.
like, on the other hand, like, you have no idea that that guy's like a knife on him or his experience. Right. He might be some crazy Golden Gloves or something. Like,
yeah.
All right.
And dental work's expensive.
Yeah.
Not
worth it to me.
Yeah. It was actually kind of weird getting into cage fighting because I like to think anyways, I was more of the lover, not the fighter.
Yeah.
We'd be getting in fights at the bar and stuff, and I'd always be the guy that's like, do we need to do a hug time?
Yep. Exactly.
I've had my fair share of hits, but there's a time where it's either fight or flight.
Yep.
And I don't know. And going back to long hair, bar fighting, you wouldn't think dudes would pull hair. I've had my hair pulled so many times. It's like, really, bud?
Yeah.
We're grown men fighting on the street. Like, and you're going to pull my hair?
I would de-escalate that so quick. Ooh, harder.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Hey, that would de-escalate it, too.
Just kidding.
I wish you would have thought of that.
Yeah. No, but, yeah, any bar fight, any physical violence, I will take it out, but I also will have it reserved to, only when it's needed, Yeah. Like, there's so many factors involved in that. My
thing is I have a high tolerance for anger, so like you really got to piss me off.
Same.
To get me to break my, my composure.
Right.
But what would really make me mad is like when people were messing with my buddies.
Yeah, your friends, your families around you, your group, your tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My crew, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I guess that's just the nature of the beast, but like pick on me all you want, who cares?
Yeah. Not gonna.
Yeah. Don't talk to Dayton like that.
Oh God. Like, had plenty of times like, someone's just talking shit and you're just like,
you want 2 scoops, bud?
Little thunder, little lightning.
Yeah, right.
Oh, give them the irons. So this is my favorite. Is the flathead axe and the Halligan. So in the fire service, you call it the irons.
Yeah.
Basically, just you can pretty much break into anything, and it's favorite tools, man. I love those. You can do so much with them.
Well, think about it.
The irons.
How fun would that be? You got a house burning down, and you get to slam through a door with this big axe.
It's fun, sort of.
Yeah.
Like, you are destroying their property, but
it's on fire.
It's on fire, yes.
And there might be somebody on the other side of the door.
Yes. Yep. Usually, statistically, when you find bodies, they're right behind a door.
Yeah.
Like the front door.
With an iron mark right in their forehead?
Nope. Like, usually, I won't get super into it, but they get super close from getting out, and they don't make it.
I know that's crazy. You think about that, you're like, dude, your house is on fire. You can't get out. Like, how many exits do you have? But
Yep.
people don't think you get
It's the
smoke
smoke inhalation
asphyxiation.
that gets
Yeah,
them. Yeah. So they one deep breath,
yeah,
done.
dude, I know how that goes. We have chimney fires all the time in the winter, and
You need to clean your chimney.
they burn up. I don't
Yeah.
have to. If I let the chimney start on fire, I don't have to get up there.
Do you have a full? That's your main heat source is a wood
No.
burner in your house,
Well, it is, but we have a furnace, gas furnace too.
right?
So
As a back. Okay. I
yeah,
always thought that is so cool, man. Like I love just a wood burning fire in your house, like the Fisher wood stoves, where it's just like,
oh yeah.
man, that's cozy.
So
I like that.
my wife is maybe 120 pounds, and she's a freeze baby. So if we don't have the wood stove going, it's not good enough heat for her.
Yep.
So I'm just out there. Like today, I burn wood in the shop too, and I've just been so busy, I haven't had time to cut wood. So she's like, I did Tippy Canoe's bar the other night. It was an all-nighter, like I said. So she was loading the wood stove. She's like, I
Mhm.
put the last load in. And I'm like, so I got to cut wood,
Oh.
split wood. So it's one of the colder days of the year, and I'm
Yeah.
out of wood. And it's just, I'm out there just grumbling, like, why do I got to cut wood, you know?
Ah, why'd I even get this wood boiler?
Yeah, I'm going to be a man. I'm going to
Yep.
live in Wisconsin in the
Yep,
country.
live off the land,
Yeah,
which you're getting towards that.
yeah. I mean, ultimately, that would be the greatest thing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Okay, quick segment here. We're going to thank some sponsors. First off, we've got Fights Backwoods Beer and Bait, located in Fallen, Wisconsin, right off of 70. Great live bait, great guy. Check him out. Support your local bait shop. Then we've got Ken's Affordable Auto in Siren, Wisconsin. Not just a car dealership, he'll also fill your propane tanks. Then there's Throttle RX in Danbury, Wisconsin. If you're looking at exploring northern Wisconsin and want to rent any UTVs or pontoons, book with them now. And if you use code 2SCOOPS, you'll get an exclusive discount. Next is Leaf and Lumber Construction. I think he's focusing on decks and fences this summer, but give him a call, see what he can do. Everyone's link will be in the description below. Check them out. And thank you very much. Back to the show. You have bees too, don't you?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
what do they do in the winter? They hibernate?
Yeah, they just chill in their hives. So I'm a bad beekeeper. You're supposed to wrap them and like feed them, and I'm just like, dude, bees are bees.
Yeah.
They never needed me in the past. Like,
Yeah, bees
I'm
are
just
bees.
gonna let them be.
Let them be.
But yeah, so they ball up around
Yeah.
the queen, and then they'll like alternate to keep themselves warm.
Like penguins.
Yeah, but penguins don't fly or buzz.
Right.
But yeah, they just huddle together and kind of make a ball, and I
Okay.
think they take turns going to the outside and inside.
And your hive, like, sets? They're just outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and like I said, you're supposed to wrap them with this insulation, or you can build a
Yeah.
box over them. But I'm, again, got busy. We've had mild winters, right?
Busy bee.
Yeah, I am a busy bee.
Okay, we're done. We're done with the bee puns.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. It's bee puns
Yeah.
till the end. But it's good, man. There's a lot of benefits to bees. Like every aspect of a bee is beneficial, right from the frequency they hum that has healing properties. They treat arthritis with bee stings. Hopefully, I never get arthritis because
Yeah.
they don't feel good. Obviously, the honey.
The honey blows my mind that it just doesn't spoil. Like, what?
Yeah,
What the hell?
lasts indefinitely.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, there's a jar in, like, Egypt that's, like,
3,500 years old.
How long?
It was 3,500 years old.
Exactly. And then,
Yeah.
like, you can take a spoon or stick your finger in there and totally fine. What?
So the ancient Egyptians used to make like this bee paste. They would take the bodies of dead bees and like mash them up into a paste.
Like, muddle them?
Yeah, and they would use it for like a compound cream on like wounds and stuff. It's everything I've researched about bees, whether it be true or not, I'm going to believe it, but
That's awesome.
it's all beneficial. And two, like the reason why I got bees, I never used to like honey, but my allergies are really
what?
bad. I know, I said that out loud. I was never
Was
really
it the taste or like it was too sweet?
I don't know.
Texture?
I guess I didn't hate honey, but
Yeah.
I was never like, oh, I'm out of honey. I got to go get honey. You know, like I'd put honey on stuff if it was
If it
an
was
alternate.
available.
Yeah. But
Okay, I didn't know it was like you taste honey and you're like, bah.
well, no, well, kind of, yeah. I mean, I was never like a
Huh.
big honey fan, but you go to
Yeah.
the store and get honey and it's
Mm,
not honey.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you get bees and taste raw honey, it's a total
Yep.
game changer. But I got bees because my allergies are really bad.
Right. Because like it's supposed to introduce all the
Pollens and
yep.
yeah, and it works.
Right. And you're supposed to get like the most locally sourced
Mm-hmm.
for if you're gonna mitigate allergies, right?
Yep. And so the closer the better. So
Yep.
obviously we have bees on our property. The last 2 years now I've had bees. The last 2 years I haven't had allergy medicine.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Have you had any bears?
No.
No? Okay.
No bears.
Is that a legend? Or
What's
a myth? Is that a myth?
That bears like honey?
Like no, like yes, sort of, but like
Well, haven't you ever seen Winnie the Pooh?
tons, man. I can't wait till my daughter's in like the Disney age.
Yeah.
Like off topic, but
Not
can't wait for
really
that.
though. So going into conspiracies, you got to be careful with Disney.
okay, let's go.
Dude, there's so many subliminal things in there, and
Yeah.
I mean, some people are probably gonna watch this and be like, all right.
Oh god.
Other people are gonna be like,
Whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
this movie, that
I
movie.
mean, I've only seen what I've been shown,
Yeah.
like on a bunch of reels and stuff, Instagram, and it's pretty crazy the subliminal things that they
Yeah.
shove in there.
But that's
Wow.
that's our world we live in, right? Like
Yeah.
our subconscious mind is our strongest mind, even though we're not consciously aware of it. That's what's grabbing generally most of the
Yeah.
information, right? And
Right.
they've got it down to a science. Marketing, all that. We're a consuming society because that's all we are given. We're brainwashed with buy,
Yeah.
consume,
Yep.
and we do it subconsciously. And we're just like, why am
Not-
I, why am I online shopping at 3 a.m.?
Dude, I don't even think this is a conspiracy anymore because I feel like everyone that hears this will be like, that always happens to me. But when you're just like,
Yeah.
sitting here talking and be like, oh man, I'm really looking for a kayak this summer, and then
Oh,
it's the next thing that shows up on
Yeah.
oh, kayaks at Fleet Farm for 70% off. Like
it's a pretty good deal though.
I would probably get one.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
don't have a kayak.
I wanted to make one.
You were making a canoe.
I know.
Yeah.
I still have it.
Are you done?
No,
Oh my goodness.
it'll probably never get done. As a matter of fact, Layla the other day, she's in the shop riding her bike, and she's like, "Dad, where'd that canoe go?" I'm like, "It's out in the cold storage." She's like, "Well, are you ever gonna get it done?" I'm like, I hate to lie to you, kid, but no, probably not.
No, you gotta finish that.
I know, I really want to. It's just, I
Yeah.
wish I had another me, like a real me. I mean, you
I think
could
we
be
all
another
wish
me.
we had another you.
Well, I don't know about that. Actually, my wife does.
Yeah.
She'd be like, maybe we'd get some projects done around the house
Oh
here.
my goodness.
They're,
The honey-do list is
oh, I'll do one thing and 4 more things will be added to the list.
Yeah.
But it's kind of nice because we'll have conversations with old timers and they'll be like, oh, yeah, it took me 20 years to get the house done. And I look right at my wife like,
yes.
see, I'm not going to do this stuff in 2 days. But yeah, it's just, there's not enough time. So you live life. You chisel it out a little bit here, a little bit there.
Right.
Yeah.
I love all your woodworking projects. See it all on Facebook and everything, and all your tables.
Yeah.
All the cabinets, all the signs. I actually got a sign from you for my friend's wedding with a railroad spike, and there was
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
It's nice.
As a matter of fact.
also
Yeah.
Thomas brought a little gift for the 2 Scoops
Yeah.
studio.
2 Scoops Ice Shack right here. I made this paddle. I hand burned I don't know if I'm
Is that a
holding-
trout?
Yeah, so
This is the better camera. Let me see.
okay.
There we go.
So I got a Bible verse on there, Mark 1:17. Come ye after me, and I will make you become fishers of men. So I was actually looking at that because I had that. You remember the ice shack I built, the hard water hut?
Absolutely.
So I had that as some decor in there. And of course, I sold that.
No.
So I've had this paddle sitting around. I'm like, you know what? Date
The
needs
hard
something.
water hut.
Yeah.
That was nice. Had a nice wood stove in it too.
Oh, I got to build another one. But here's
Yeah.
my
Are
idea.
you?
Yeah. So
Sweet.
now I have so many ideas. You know, we want to
Yeah.
get the silos done. We want to do this.
That
we
was
wanna do that.
another one of my touching points.
I do want to build another shack, but this is my plan because I can build them fast enough to where I could chisel one out. So have Miltona weld me up another drop frame.
Yep.
I'm going to have them custom design it so that the main runner isn't down the middle. I'm going to have a flap in the floor.
Oh, you can have
flips up, and it's going to be a sauna. So you can polar plunge in the shack.
Okay, I thought you were going to say spear.
Or, well, I mean, you could do that. So let me go back.
Be kind of the same.
I'm not going to make an ice shack. I want to make a sauna like I did my ice shack, but have a hatch in the floor where you can polar plunge. Of course, not in 50 feet of water, but...
yes. So I actually am trying to do not the same thing, but I've got some extra materials, and I wanted to make I think the design was like a 4x8, really small, and I wanted to make it a sauna.
Yeah.
Like on skids.
Yeah.
And like where I live on the lake, the river comes in, so there's
open water.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like I wanted to drag that thing to where the river comes in, just have that heat blasting, get that sauna in, and then right in, and it's like 2-3 feet deep.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever.
And what better healing than a little sauna?
I love sauna
plunge.
And polar plunge. The last time, polar plunge.
Polar plunge.
Yeah. The last time I did that was on one of Tiff's work retreats.
Yeah.
Where Jensen Sundquist had us all on the North Shore up by, Mark, what's this hit, like past Two Harbors?
We'd have to pull
somewhere up there. But they had, it was like a resort, and they had a sauna.
Yeah.
And then like you got out and could jump right into Lake Superior, and it was, I love that.
See,
Lake Superior, extreme heats.
Lake Superior has just got a special about it, dude. Every time I'm up there, I got to get in that water, and it's like it's like a baptism for your soul almost. You know, the old get you goomy. Lake Superior is something special.
One of the coolest stories that brings me chills is, I should probably look this up, but so it's Fitzgerald, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, Jamie, can you pull this up? I don't know if you watch.
Yeah, Fitzgerald, Jamie. Speaking of pulling up, let's get some fish going here. Come on, guys.
I know.
One will go soon. That was another thing. Like, I was coming out here and I was thinking about this. You know, I was like, what is your what's your overall goal doing podcasts?
Overall goal, man. I love hearing. Right now, I love hearing these like local stories.
Yeah.
Of like just good ass people in our community that have like either cool stories, are doing good things, like cool careers. Because no one in our area has anything like any platform like this.
Yeah.
So I love talking to local people and like kind of spreading that word. I got a couple lined up in the future that do a lot with the community with like fundraising. I won't spoil a lot of it, but I'll probably tell you later. But
I'll probably tell you later.
I like sharing these stories, and it's fun. Like I love this kind of environment right now where that's just a little pizzazz. You might catch fish. But
that's just a bonus right there.
Right? Yeah.
I
do get bummed out, huh?
This is the real catch,
right?
You know? It's us dudes hanging out, being dudes.
Yeah, and I do want to grow this and have like do more ice fishing content, stuff like that. But
yeah,
I don't know. I just like hearing other people's perspectives, other stories.
Yeah,
it's fun, and I think it's a good way to kind of like send a message out like, oh, they're gonna see this way up. So tomorrow I'm posting Paul's episode.
Yeah.
But in that, we talk a lot about the fire service.
Yep.
And one of the message I wanted to like convey was if someone was thinking about joining the fire service, like if we could give them some insight into what we do on calls,
Yeah.
how the process is to like maybe join, so it's there. So, yeah.
Well, there's a lot to pretty much everything that you do that, you know, the layman or the outsider doesn't ever see, you know? Like everybody's, I'll use this for an example, but everybody's always like, Tom, how are you just always golfing and messing around all summer and not working? It's like, well, you guys don't
I'm my
see
own
me.
boss, damn it.
Well, that, but like you guys don't see me up at 3 a.m., you know, grinding out in the shop, working
Right.
tweaker shifts, I call them, you know, drug-free tweaker shifts, by the way.
Right.
And, you know, it's just, it's nice to be able to kind of mold your schedule. And
Yeah.
but there's a lot of things that people don't see with like firefighting, you know, like
Yeah.
the little example you said about you usually find people behind the door.
Yeah.
You know, there's things like that that are going to catch people off guard. So you
Yeah.
jump into it and you're like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Right. No, I guess, yeah, I do want this to grow.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't think no one really in our area does any of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm having a blast doing it.
And you're the best guy to do it too. You know? I mean, who better, right?
I got some serious imposter syndrome doing all of this stuff, man. Like I've gotten hired to do some professional video work, and every time I'm like,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, you're
fun.
good at
It's
it,
fun.
man.
So this the thing with Lake Superior, I
Yeah.
found it. So Gordon Lightfoot wrote the song, you know.
The Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
will you sing a little bit for me?
okay, let's see.
I was
never
joking,
do
but go for
it.
it. I can hear it in my head.
Let's play it.
I just we were up in Michigan snowmobiling, and I was watching Lake Superior shipwrecks. Learned a whole bunch on the Fitzgerald. They just changed the loading laws, so it was like 50,000 pounds heavier or something crazy, or maybe it was like 35 tons heavier. And they now think like a 35-foot wave snapped it in half.
Yeah.
It's just like crazy.
Right. Here it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if I'm going to get canceled for this. Whatever. This is a good song. This is history.
We're Wisconsin natives.
This is holding the swoop to it.
Yeah.
It sounds good too.
Yeah, it does.
So, Gordon Lightfoot wrote the song. And so when the Edmund Fitzgerald basically song, like they rang the bell.
Yeah.
I can't remember how many times, but I thought it was the coolest when you heard when Gordon Lightfoot passed away. They rang that same church bell one more time just for just chills.
Yeah.
What an awesome guy.
So, here's a little on-topic but off-topic segue. So, back in the day, every church, well, a lot of them still do, but like every church had these big bells.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were taken down to make bullets for the war, is what they claim or whatever. But they've found that like the frequencies of the bells ringing has like healing properties. And so
sound therapy? Are we getting into sound therapy?
Let's go.
Oh, I've never been involved in one of those therapy sessions.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got. Are you talking like the bowls? It's like.
Oh well, those too. Yeah, just like certain frequencies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister sent me some stuff that was just frequencies on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I tried to listen to it while I was plowing. I can't do it. I gotta have something, but no, when you put some of that stuff on, I do feel you feel a little different. Like
100%, man.
Music in general, like if you hear any type of music, the effects that music have on you is pretty outstanding.
Absolutely.
Where you could have a shit day and like pop on your favorite song and you're like,
yeah,
Yeah.
It's totally real, and it's physically,
Right.
you can, what's the word I'm looking for? You can see like the physical changes of frequencies and whatnot. I did this sermon going back to the bees on the frequencies of the benefits of the bees frequency,
You
whatever, blah
said
blah
they're
blah.
hums.
Yeah,
Did,
they're buzzing,
okay.
so they can buzz
Like
at like a hertz of like 1,000 to like 1,500, which has like healing properties and
yep.
whatever. I'm not going to get into like the minute details because I'm not a specialist, but long story short, um, so frequencies create shapes, right? Sound
Yeah.
frequencies, whatever. They can take Keltney plates, put them on a speaker, tune the frequency, and like create certain shapes. And
Yeah.
that frequency will hold that pattern, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we can.
I think I've seen that with like sand
Yeah,
on a platform, and then they'll blast some frequency, and
yeah,
then you can see it form.
yeah.
Yep.
And it'll literally hold its shape.
Yeah.
So what I kind of went down to, and this is just speculation, but I think it's a view into creation, right? Because we look at the Bible and it says God spoke and there was.
No.
God said, let there be this, and there was. So in my mind, like I'm outside of the box. God's divine. He's the creator. When he
His
spoke,
hurts.
did he literally create mountains?
No.
Because when we think about it, it's just like, I guess in my mind in the past, I was like, God spoke and there was light. So, like I picture him being like, bam, light,
Yep.
snapping his fingers or something. But imagine if he's literally speaking and these mountains are coming up out of the ground and trees and grass and,
Yeah.
it's pretty deep stuff, man. Like, are we
I
discovering?
I think there's an amazing amount of information about what our bodies and minds can do
Yeah.
that we haven't figured out yet.
Yeah. So here's my take on human existence. And this is just from things I've learned. But we were taught that we basically came from a caveman era, right?
Right.
And I 100% disagree with that. I think if there's a caveman era, we're in it. We're the
Yeah.
cavemen. We're the idiots right now.
Our whole
Because
timeline, like right now, is very, very small.
yeah. But you look back at all the ancient, structures and stuff, it's very apparent that they were by by far much more intelligent than we
Oh
were.
my goodness. Okay. I just man, I just watched this podcast with Sean Ryan, and this guy was talking about their. Okay, so if you take evolution,
Yep.
and you look at, we have evidence of like dinosaur bones and stuff.
Yeah.
Like he said, there's a gap. They're like, where is the evolution between like the two cells mating and whatever evolving
Yeah.
into man?
Yeah.
Where's the skeleton structures and fossils from that point? I'm like, man, what?
And if we evolved from monkeys, why is there still monkeys?
I don't know.
Like
I have no idea.
These certain monkeys just quit evolving into humans.
What is going on? Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's harder to believe in evolution than it is a creator, right? And what gets me is the fact that we're not even evolving; we're devolving. Like,
I feel like
dude,
we
they're
are
unearthing giants all over, just like scriptures say. Whether you're a Bible believer or not, I'm not saying you, but you in general. Like, you keep going back to scriptures, it's a history book. It was eyewitnesses writing down events that took place that were seen by and confirmed by other eyewitnesses. In us today are seeing evidences of that confirmation. It's like, dude, there was giants on the earth, right? And like a lot of them have been hidden, but there's been giants found in Wisconsin and Minnesota, all over the earth. And it's just like, we're getting smaller, guys, not bigger. And if we're evolving and that's true, then I want some wings here in a few years.
I would love that. I would love some wings.
Actually, that's kind of funny that I said that, because we keep a strong relationship with the good Lord.
Yeah.
Scriptures say we'll mount up like wings of eagles. That's an Isaiah, bro.
I thought you were gonna bring up one of my summer goals was to rent a plane and fly to. Yeah, I know. I
Hey,
dropped the
we
ball
got
on that.
time. We got
We
time.
got time.
Yeah. We were going to go to Voyager, fly up to Voyager and
Yep.
go golfing.
Right. And I guess we couldn't even do it because the initial plan was we were gonna fly from Osceola to Voyager and rent the scooter bikes,
Yeah.
the golf bikes.
Yep.
They don't have those anymore.
I know they had a problem with like their app or whatever. They switched over, and
Boo.
I did ride them once at Voyager. Me and
Was it
Cameron
nice?
Hughes. It was awesome.
They're good.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Cameron, if I just got you busted for golfing one day. You probably weren't supposed to be. But yeah, it was awesome. And we were up in Biwabik at Giants Ridge. Dude,
Giants Ridge.
you gotta have the bikes.
We were just talking about Giants.
Yeah.
Giants
Well,
Ridge.
exactly.
There's probably Giants in them ridges.
Probably is, man. All those mounds and stuff. But it was the bikes are a game changer. I'm a golfer. I'm not a good golfer, but I'm not a bad golfer. You've seen me golf.
You were good.
I like golfing by myself. I don't do it a lot.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's therapeutic when you go
Yeah.
by yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I feel like a loser going by myself, but
Don't
you
feel
get
like a
into
loser.
it, and I like to walk. When I go by myself, I like
Yep.
to walk.
Yes. Dude,
And
you
there's-
feel the course.
Yeah.
You know?
I play no music.
Nope.
I always go to Grantsburg and walk.
And Grantsburg's a walkable course.
It's walkable.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't go to Frederick and walk that. I only walk Grantsburg, but it's peaceful.
Yeah.
It's very grounding for me to like get up in the morning and go, "Hey, honey,
Yep.
I'm gonna go play 9," and just
Yeah.
focus on golfing. That's it. Because usually my mind's racing with other shit.
Right? And you have to be in a mindset with golf to stay focused. You can't
Yeah.
be thinking other stuff. And that's why, like, when you golf with buddies, you're riding in the cart with your buddy.
Yeah.
Every shot he takes, you got to go with him. You know, every shot you take, he's got to come with you. And it's like you kind of feed off each other. So if you're playing like trash, naturally, I'm going to go down. When you're on the bikes, dude, you're still golfing with your buddies, but you're going solo. Like, buddy's over in the rhubarb over here, and I'm on the edge of the fairway, you know?
Oh,
I don't
my
have to deal
goodness.
with that.
They sell those at Shields now.
The bikes?
Finn scooters. If
Yeah.
you're watching Finn, look. I'm just kidding. We're not getting sponsored by Finn scooters.
Why not?
But the cool thing is, I think they're 250 pounds. So a guy
That's probably right.
who's in decent shape can throw one of those in the back of his pickup.
Or a bigger woman.
Right.
Maybe.
Stout,
So,
strong.
yeah. Big
That's what I like
European
about
lady.
that. Yes. Just huge hands.
Well, and to be honest with you,
I want one so bad.
I don't think we should golf anymore without getting one.
The little details they have where the kickstand is a driver head, it's
Yes.
very tasteful.
It's cool. And
I
you know
have-
what? You can ride with it down too. You don't even have to kick it back. You come sliding up sideways to your ball, just tip the bike, hop off, nice little wedge right in the hole.
Did you ever lay one of those down?
No.
Okay.
I lied. I did. Okay, I did, but I wasn't screwing around.
Oh, okay.
It was up at Biwabik. They got super steep hills.
Yep.
Me, well, I should say Bob, try to talk proper grammar.
Yep.
And then, was it Matt Daniels? Yeah, we brought the girls up there. And I was going up a hill or something. I think I tipped it, and it landed on the brake. The brake was already broken.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I guess I kind of tipped one. Which sucked because the brake, it was the front brake, and every time I pulled it,
Mhm.
it was just natural. It would get stuck on. So I'd have to sit there and rock my scooter.
Oh.
So I'd get going again, and then I would be a hole down and forget, squeeze it. And
Nope. It would just
So-
cinch up.
yeah, so like the cable would pull, the handle was broken a little bit, and then
Okay.
it wouldn't like release.
Mm.
But
It's frustrating.
I'd still go back.
I have yet to try Finn scooter. I get so jealous when I see those out and about. They're great.
They're smooth as butter, dude. You just rolling down the
Yeah.
fairway.
What a great design. Have your bag just right there.
Yep.
It looks so much fun.
It is, and it's like they're balanced really nice too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They have a lot of power?
I mean,
They have enough. Do they have enough power?
Yeah, you'll get going. I mean,
Yeah.
like you can boogie around pretty good.
Okay.
Bob had trouble getting up some of the hills, but of course Bob's, I don't know, 250 pounds.
Yeah.
He's a big dude. He's like 6'5",
Okay.
250, maybe bigger. So, I mean, the scooter, it got him through the course, but there was a few hills where,
Okay.
no,
I've yet
worth
to
it
try
though.
it. It's on my bucket list. A little fly-in golf retreat.
Mm-hmm.
It will happen.
Absolutely.
I got to get my medical this year. I did my flight biannual ride this year in preparation for that,
Yeah.
but I didn't know, like, my medical was good for 5 years. I didn't know that in between the 5 years they implemented some online portion of it.
So you have your license, you just have to re-up your medical?
I have to re-up my medical and then do another biannual check ride.
Okay.
Not really check ride, just a biannual flight with an instructor. So then we're good.
Well,
Good to go.
I mean, that sounds like peanuts. Be totally worth
It's fun.
knocking that out.
This summer, planning to get quite a few hours in. But you think, like, when you have your own businesses and stuff, like, you'd think you'd have all this time to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
You don't.
No. Yeah, you were pretty busy with leaf and lumber this year, huh?
In the spring. And so my plan for the winters, I didn't schedule a lot of winter work because I doubled my plow accounts.
Yeah.
In preparation for
actually getting some
supplement.
snow.
Yes. That doesn't really matter how many accounts you have if it doesn't snow.
Right.
But no, my initial plan was to have a bunch of plow accounts, have that be my main income, and then on the side film a ton of ice fishing content. Just kind of get my name out there.
And now it didn't snow and you're dancing down at the rendezvous again.
Guys got to do what guys got to do, man.
Hey, gotta make that bread, baby.
I know. I'll give you some free passes next week. I'm up
Sweet.
at 7 o'clock.
I'm still gonna be throwing tips.
Catching them.
Right? That's for my boy.
Yeah.
You'd be a good dancer. Maybe not good, but you'd look good.
I would try my damnedest.
Yeah. Just be up there in a tool belt. That's it. Hair down.
No, I'd probably have my half my fire stuff on.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. No, those pants are disgusting. I never wash them, and I should.
Don't you guys have to like spray them down with a special chemical every time you do a fire?
No, we have a special washer that, and actually we have to. I guess a lot of people wouldn't know this, but there's an outer layer
Mm-hmm.
and an inner layer, like a thermal inner layer.
Yeah.
Outer layer is always just trash, soot and shit.
Yeah.
And so we have to peel, we have to take apart our gear, like jacket,
Yep.
bunker pants, and we have a special washer and special soap to get
Clean
that
'em up.
shit out. Yeah.
So you guys, I'm assuming, have two sets, right? Because let's say you got to load the laundry and you get a fire call.
Yes.
Or you just pull them out wet and roll with it.
We have done that before too. Actually, I know one guy that was just on that he had to grab his wet shit.
Well, think
And
about
it was
that,
cold.
man.
So
Yeah.
like
Cold,
when
middle of
when that
winter,
stuff
wet stuff.
freezes, like a lot of these
There's a
structure fires in the winter.
gingerbread man trying
Yeah.
to fight a fire hobbling.
Yeah, no, it happens when you're on a structure fire and you've got multiple departments on different sides.
Mhm.
Everyone's shooting water everywhere. Things get wet.
Yeah.
And when when your gear freezes up, you freeze up too. You're just like,
Yeah. See, those
It's
are the things
horrible.
that people don't think about when joining stuff.
right. And then you gotta slap your mask on, and you have to keep your regulator in your coat so it doesn't freeze.
Yeah.
It's
You
difficult.
ever get your hair caught and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Your helmet? That's the worst.
In my helmet, yeah. A lot of times it'll get caught in my SCBA mask.
Oh, yeah.
There's like these clips, and every time I take it off, it usually rips it out.
And it's the little hairs in the back, too.
Little ones.
You know, like, grab a handful on top where it doesn't
Yeah.
hurt. No.
It's rough.
Yeah. I mean, we could just cut our hair.
I have nightmares about it, man. I literally wake up sometimes. This is not all the time, but I'll be sound asleep, and I'll have this nightmare of someone cut my hair or I cut my hair, and I'll wake up and immediately go,
I'd say you're crazy, but I've
man.
had the same dreams.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Literally have
Thank
the
you.
same dreams.
It's
I'll get sick of my hair and I'll cut it and I'll be pissed off for like 3 weeks. And like, dude, I'm a bigger guy, right? Like I'm not huge, but I'm big.
Yeah.
And my head doesn't fit on my body.
yeah.
So when I cut my hair, it's like I look like Beetlejuice, you
Yeah.
know? Like, you know, the little black
No.
Beetlejuice with the tiny little head,
Yeah.
big old body.
You, I have a huge head. I feel like, and the big Asian like cheeks. So like, I have special sunglasses, the XL
Yeah.
Vice Heat Wave, XL Vice.
Let's get some sponsors going, Heatwave.
I met their marketing main marketing guy in California.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And when I was visiting this is off topic, but I was visiting my sister in California.
Yeah.
And they had these friends, and the guy was like, "I like your glasses."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I do too. I love these." And he's like, "I'm the marketing agent, like the head marketing guy for Heatwave." And I was
Nice.
like, "Pull up a seat, man. Come
Yeah.
here. I want to pick your brain."
Yeah, let's get a couple cases of these heat waves going. I got a big old Asian head. These
I
are the
know.
only ones that fit.
These are the only ones. And like hats too.
Yeah.
I gotta have the new era snapback ones. Those are the only hats that fit me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could like shop in the
I like your
youth.
hats. Like
the old Cromer.
yeah.
These are good
I
hats.
can't pull those off.
I feel like Jimmy Flanagan in the Cromer though.
You know the red green show?
Yeah.
If you don't
What's
find
that?
you handsome,
Don't
at least you find you handy.
Yeah. No, the Cromers are nice. They're just a good winter hat. You know, it's kind of the Midwest style, so it works. But I could shop in the used section and find a hat that fits.
Right.
I don't know.
You look like a woodworker when you wear that. It's nice.
Well, you know, I guess I'm winning then with the whole look of my genre.
It's nice. I was going to tell you, the name Not Normal, what a great name. Please tell me you came up with that.
So you asked me like 45 minutes ago how the business started, and we never answered that question.
Let's dive right in.
Here we go.
Here we go.
So
Not Normal. Great name.
operated heavy equipment in the cities, started getting sick of that. In the wintertime, I would do tile when I was laid off. I'd do tile with my buddy Rob.
Yep.
Just to kind of learn some new trades, you know, so I could be prepared for my wife and home projects when that time came.
Yep.
But we were kind of farting around with the idea of like doing woodworking, you know, and it was kind of like just an idea at the time, but we were thinking of the name, and Not Normal came about, and it was like, yeah, that works, you know. It's
Works
Not
really
Normal.
well.
Good pun. I think we were driving to a tile job, and anyways, it was kind of history from there. I started messing around with wood stuff. Actually, I think the first project I ever did was a nightstand, and it was in my little detached garage in Marine on St. Croix.
Yep.
Started getting pretty good at it. Started doing some cornhole boards. People were asking about stuff, and I
That's
look
right.
back.
The cornhole boards they're everywhere.
Well, I tell you what, I look back at some of the wood projects, and I'm like, I don't even know how I got going, because like that was not good. But of course, like, you know, we're our biggest critics, right? Like I could pick stuff apart on every project I do that I don't like.
Yep.
You know,
I feel
you
you.
know.
I feel you with more like the video stuff. Like it'd be like, oh, that was
Yeah.
audio peak right there is shit. But yep, I know what you mean.
Stuff nobody would ever notice. Ever.
Right.
You
Yeah.
could point it out to them, and they'd be like, I still don't get
now
it.
that you mentioned it, I would have never noticed that until you said something.
Yeah. So sometimes it's like, just shut up. Like,
Yep.
let them be happy.
Yeah.
Don't rain on their parade. And that's kind of what I need to work on a little bit. Like, I
Mhm.
always feel like I got to point out my errors, but it's like, I'm kind of raining on their parade when, you know, like I'm redoing Tippy's bar. I got to pour a coat tonight. It's the last one. And there's things that I've kind of pointed out. I'm just like, dude, nobody would ever notice that.
Yeah.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
You know, like the one live edge sticks out a little further than I want, you know.
Yep.
So it's just,
That's fine.
you know. Yeah.
Yeah. You do good work.
Well, I
love
appreciate
seeing
it.
it. When I go to the rec too, I'm like, this is nice.
Yeah, they. I've been pretty blessed, man. It's just, you know, this just goes to show that you can take a wild past and make it beneficial, or let the Lord make it beneficial for you. Because I was wild and stupid back in the day, still wild and stupid, but in a different way. And like a lot of people would always hear about what's Tom doing, what's
Yeah.
Tom doing, which a lot of people came to know me,
Yeah.
which now pays dividends because it's nice getting jobs with, I won't say the following,
Yeah.
but just being in, the cycle of everybody knowing everybody.
Yeah. Local legend.
Sure, if you will. Yeah, got me. So, yes, but it's it's a blessing to have, I guess, the people that know you, because they're, hey, I got this guy. Hey, I got this guy.
Yep.
And as a matter of fact, the reason why I'm doing Tippy Canoes is I did the Salon and Co. and Dresser, and Jason's wife was in there getting her hair done and was talking about all the stations and stuff. And
Yeah.
so it's this ping pong effect, Of course, social media is good for that too. Like
Yep.
98% of my work comes from Facebook.
Same.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I wish I could get rid of it, but at the same time, it's like, it's one of those addictions you have to just curb,
Yeah.
Go on there, use it responsibly.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
It can be a tool, and it also can be
make you a tool. I'm serious.
That was great.
I feel like I know there's been mental effects on me from being on too much screen time.
Yeah.
The kids, we have a TV. It's in the basement.
Oh my goodness. That's right. I don't know how to. That's gonna be a hurdle for me. I haven't got there. I might pick your brain a lot on
for
that.
the TV.
Yeah.
Well,
TV screens in general, phones.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's a process. I don't think we're perfect at it, but we don't really let the kids have electronics.
Right.
However, I feel like you have to balance it out, right?
Exactly, because it's gonna be a part of their life.
Oh, absolutely.
No doubt, it's gonna be a part of their life. They're gonna have to be proficient on using that technology. But at what point is it too much? How do you regulate that? I guess this is just something you gotta figure out on the way, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like a hypocrite sometimes too, because I'll be sitting on my phone stuck on reels, and it's like I yell at the kids for watching something on TV, or they do have these Kindles that their grandpa got them.
Yep.
And
those are strictly books, right?
No, these ones are, you can get on the internet and go on YouTube Kids and stuff, but I closely monitor it, but I feel bad. I feel like a hypocrite because I'll always be like, girls, we'll give it to them sometimes, and they just are just like zombies on it, and I'm like, that's me, and so it's hard to kind of yell at them. I still do because I'm the parent. Do as I say, don't do as I do.
Yeah.
But parenting has been the best reflection of self that I've ever gotten, because everything I'm yelling at the girls for, I'm guilty for, and I hear a little voice in my head that's the Lord saying,
"Hey, you do that too."
See, yeah. So it's very sobering. But we have a TV downstairs, and our thing is we don't have like TV, but we'll watch like educational shows and stuff.
Right.
But we always call it rotting, right? So I'll come inside, and the girls won't be anywhere, and I'll be like, Mom, where's the girl? She's like, oh, downstairs watching a show. I'll be like, hey, girls, what are you rotting with? We call it rotting your mind.
Okay.
So
I get it.
It's real, but it's not real. Like you can rot your mind, but you can.
So you're trying to associate that with something bad, when sort of.
Yes.
Like if it's, I get it.
Yeah. So
that's smart.
There's a fine line, and like back to the Disney thing. Like I'm not a big Disney fan. I mean, growing up, that's what we had, right? Yeah. But now that
it's going to be nostalgic.
Yeah. Like there's all kinds of things. If you look, a lot of the movies will like follow the biblical outline, and a lot of the worldly things are to numb us down from scripture and real life. And so I'm like, you know what? The girls, I'm not going to totally just say no movies, no Disney, no TV, because they're going to go to their friends, watch this. So I've tried to teach the girls like things to look out for, so now when they're watching movies, they'll be like, Dad, look at, they're doing the, like, this symbol, or, I don't know if you know anything about the occult or Illuminati and all that, but there's signs and
Little,
symbols
yeah.
that they use, and they're everywhere, right? So now the girls don't really watch shows like kids,
Yep.
which is good. I would rather them be the
They're like
weird
looking out
kids.
for it now.
Yeah.
They're actively searching, like, oh,
Yeah, and I mean, we can sit and watch and enjoy
Yeah.
a movie, but at the same time, it's like there's so much crap in everything we watch. It's not even worth it.
I'm guilty of it too.
We all are.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's good to just sit down and chill on a movie once in a while.
On the opposite spectrum too, it's like you can go on YouTube and learn anything.
Yeah.
Like whatever you want to know, there's probably a video on it.
Yeah.
So I won't say media is all bad. There's some good stuff out there.
It's just how you use it. It's like anything, man.
Right.
You could, I don't know the exact verse, but the scriptures say everything in moderation, right? It's true. You can take alcohol, you can get absolutely hammered on it, or you can use it to clean wounds in a hospital. Like, how you choose to use things, in my opinion, is either going to help you or hinder you, right?
Right.
So, I don't want to seem like the guy that's like, no TV, no radio, no Chevys or Fords.
Better not be a Chevy in my driveway when I get there.
Yeah, no. Right. No, it's
I think those guys are hilarious.
Yeah. And to an extent, you kind of got to be like that when you own a truck. Well, it's just...
Did you ever watch the Chevy guy who had videos that was like, this right here has a 6.7 liter Vortec engine made out of real tornadoes. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Does he do the Chevy Colorado?
Yep, that's the guy.
Yeah, I've seen him.
I won't.
We can't mention
one other
any
phrase
names
that came to mind, but I just stopped myself.
I suppose when you're putting stuff up like that, you got to be careful with what you say. And...
Some stuff, like I don't censor a lot of, a couple random F-bombs here and there, but
they slip out.
They slip out, and this isn't meant for kids, so.
I'll tell you this: you probably haven't heard me curse in a while.
No.
That is the one thing that I feel like I've really conquered. Cursing was one of the hardest things to stop. I don't care if other people curse. Big deal. It's just my own thing. Like, I just feel like I said enough swear words back in the day. Like, every conjunction word was like an F-bomb or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, when I tried to quit swearing, I could hardly talk. I didn't know what to say without dropping an F-bomb or an A-bomb,
I know some guys. I can be like that sometimes, too. There's one word that I know I say a ton.
The N-word.
No. Jeez. Whoo. No. The word that I say more than any other word, I would say, is the word like.
Oh.
I say it so much.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to work on it. I've been very conscious. I've been trying to be conscious about it through this whole time. But all the podcasts that I've rewatched myself, I say it a ton. So I'm working on it.
Yeah, me too. I've actually noticed that for myself. But you get stuck, and that's your pauser.
It's just a filler word. Like, it's stupid.
Yeah. Well, and so back to the no swearing. I couldn't talk. Let's try to go 5 minutes. I'll set a timer without saying like in that context. Okay.
As a filler word.
Right.
So if you say, I like lamp.
Yeah, if you use it in that context, it's fine. But if you're like,
right.
Yeah. So we'll try to notice it. We'll stay conscious. But when I was transitioning from cusser to a non-cusser,
mm-hmm.
I could hardly talk. However, I feel like I'm using it in the right context.
That's the context, yeah.
I feel like I gained a lot more knowledge verbally because I had to force myself to talk like an educated human.
Right. Was there a word you replaced swear words with?
Yeah.
What was it?
Just your regular nouns and adjectives and
Okay.
verbs and
Oh,
the whole smorgasbord of English.
I
And
just heard someone had this system where he'd make fun of something and he'd be like, "See, right there, I couldn't make it."
well, yeah, so what'd you get? A whole whopping 2 minutes?
Yep, perfect.
Well, yeah, I put it for 6 minutes. So you made it 2 minutes. That's a good run.
So stupid. So he would basically have this system where if he were to make fun of something, he would pick I think a noun and then a liquid.
Yeah.
She'd be like, "Oh man, that tire slime!" Like, "Oh my goodness, that muddy phone." Or maybe it was the other way around. Maybe it was
Yeah.
fluid and then noun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's habitual, right? It's
Yeah.
always hard breaking any habit.
Yeah.
Even if you go to the spectrum of a healthy habit, if you do it long enough, it would be hard to break. Unfortunately, this goes back to the flesh. We always want the things that we shouldn't have, right? Naturally.
Give me that phrase again. Live your life not by the flesh. How'd it go?
Yeah, so you don't want to live to fulfill the flesh,
Okay.
but to live in the spirit.
Okay.
And that's like
good.
well, I failed. I made it 3 minutes.
It's way better than me.
Well, actually, yeah, 2.5. So living in the flesh, you just do, right?
Right.
Sometimes it's referred to as like being a beast because animals just do their thing.
Yep.
Well, we say that animals are actually very intelligent and in tune, but when you go from living in the flesh to living in the spirit,
Mm-hmm.
I explain it this way because this is my experience. You literally go from a different realm in existence. I feel like there's different plateaus of existence. And so when you live in the spirit, you're just on a higher existence. Like you're seeing things differently. You're interacting with people differently. You're just on a whole different like level of existence. And it's a real thing, right? So the more in tune you are with the spirit, and I really like how the native people are so in tune with nature and stuff, because when you look through the scriptures, Christ did the majority of his preaching in nature, and he used nature as examples in parables to help us relate. But to be in nature, there's one scripture in Job that says, speak to the fish, speak to the trees, learn from them. And I don't think it necessarily means physically, but it means to observe, watch how nature kind of just it runs its natural course, right?
Right. I want to talk to fish here pretty soon.
Yeah, like let's get going here. But and I don't mean to contradict what I just said about like being a beast and living like an animal.
I feel like you have to sometimes live in the flesh. Sometimes, like I'm hungry, I need to find something to eat.
Yeah. Well,
I get the extreme part of it's like, man, I hate that guy, I'm gonna kill him or something like
yeah,
really extreme like that. No.
But living in the flesh isn't necessarily not living according to our natural, ways of life. Like, yeah, we're going to get hungry. We're going to get mad. Okay, so we'll break it down like this. I'm hungry. There's a gas station. Do I go grab some trash or do I wait 15 minutes, get home and eat something healthy?
Yeah.
I guess we could say that living in the flesh would be like, I got to eat now. Run in and grab a chicken sandwich from Quick Trip or whatever. Quick Trip. Sponsor. No. But nice. I did that today, actually. I was driving home from Tippy's, and I'm starving.
Yep.
I'm like, Poco Loco, baby. I just ate Poco Loco. Okay?
Lucky dog.
I'll eat it again. I don't care.
It's good stuff.
I was like, should I be lazy? Should I go to Taco Bell? I haven't been there yet. I try not to eat that trash.
I know.
But I'm like, no. I'm going to go to Poco Loco. So I got to Poco Loco and I'm like, I got by Poco Loco. I'm like, you know what? I can just go home and eat.
Mm-hmm.
I have food. I'm probably going to make the next 20 minutes. So I made it home, had some eggs and tater tots.
Nice.
Not that that was super healthy, but
No. You had the will to wait
Mhm.
until you were home.
Yeah.
Convenience is my biggest. Like when I'm hungry, I'm like, I need to eat something now.
Yeah.
That's why I keep some. I have a lot of
Snackies?
sardines. I love sardines.
They're the best.
They're so good. And some protein bars.
Yeah.
Just in case, you know. I get into that trap. Oh man, I'm hungry. There's Quick Trip.
Yep.
I love their chicken.
And you know what?
You just
Kudos
gotta-
to Quick Trip. They have some good stuff.
They have some good stuff. I
Yeah.
really like Quick Trip a lot.
I mean, if I was going to gas station, I would gas station at Quick Trip.
Yep.
I mean, I do.
I love Quick Trip.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a Buc-ee's?
No. They're the southern ones.
Yes.
I've heard big things about Buc-ee's.
Big things.
I might have to take a trip.
It's awesome. It's awesome. I don't think we have the population for a Buc-ee's.
Yeah. So how
So
far
cool.
how far would we have to go to get to a Buc-ee's? Like southern Iowa far
no,
or
I
like
think it's Texas.
okay.
like- I think only Texas.
Have you ever had Whataburger?
Oh yeah,
Dude,
I love Whataburger.
if I'm
Their
gonna
patty melts.
oh, stop it.
Yep. Mm.
We used to hit Whataburger and Jack in the Box late night hits.
You have to.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna be
It's
doing
so
stuff
good.
like that, I still have numbers from Whataburger from back in the past. They'd give you those little numbers like Culver's does.
If we're talking about burgers, have you been to Five Guys?
Yes.
Have you been to In-N-Out?
Yes.
Which, if it was between the two,
Mm.
what would it be?
You said no hard questions, bro.
I lied.
Okay. I forgive you. I have to forgive you because if you don't forgive others of their sins, you
No.
can't be forgiven.
I've got mine. I know for a fact which one I would pick.
Okay,
And-
here's the deal. I've been to Five Guys more than 5 times.
Yep.
I've been to In-N-Out. I had a hockey tournament in Phoenix. I had it in Phoenix. I think you can get like a mess or the animal or something where they put a whole bunch of stuff on your fries.
I don't know.
Well, that was pretty dynamite. Now, I don't think it would be fair to say I would take In-N-Out over Five Guys because I've only had it once.
Mhm.
But I think In-N-Out's they're pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with Five Guys.
You're a faithful Five Guyer.
I love Five Guys. That sounds so bad.
It's not though.
I like the restaurant
Oh.
Five Guys.
There we go.
Mhm.
I just thought about that when I said no, it's not. I mean, you can
I
love guys.
love Five Guys.
That's actually
I think
making me
they
hungry right
just
now.
have better burgers. I like their fries too.
Yeah.
They're thicker. They've got all a Cajun seasoning. Mm.
You know what? You go in there and you see all the stacks of potatoes. Like,
And then you get the peanuts.
Yeah.
You can just
oh,
Great.
speaking of peanuts, how about Texas Roadhouse?
that's a good
Throwing
place too.
peanuts all over the floor.
When I first went there, I was with my dad, and he said, "When you're done with your shells, just toss them on the floor." And I was like, "Shut up!
Yeah.
You're messing with me. You're lying." And then he looks at me and goes, and I was like,
I guess I'm doing the same thing. Like father, like son.
couldn't believe it.
Mm.
But-
Well, I tell you what.
Yeah.
The butter at Texas Roadhouse, cinnamon butter. That stuff should be a sin. There's no reason you can
Man, the
use that in
buns-
moderation.
The buns so good.
Yeah, they're doing something right there.
They're
But yeah, so we have animals, but my thing is if you can't eat them or they don't feed you, I don't have the time to take care of
Yeah.
animals. We had a dog for a while, chewed up a whole bunch of stuff in the shop. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm over it. And animals always attack my stuff,
Yep.
Like go chew up some of the girls' stuff or
Yeah.
Don's stuff. Leave me alone.
See, I'm the opposite. My dogs are my little babies.
I mean, I don't mind animals. It's just I don't have the time to raise more responsibilities.
Oh yeah, you got your hands full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could imagine if I had all boys, dude. I don't know if I'd be able to. I probably couldn't be able to handle that. That's why the good Lord gave me all girls.
Like I thought we had our hands full with one daughter.
You do.
Yeah.
Are you saying you have another one on the way?
Oh no.
Okay, because the context you use that in, you're like.
Oh, I'm saying
I got
like in
another
your
one
case
coming.
having 4.
Oh yeah.
Like, holy cow. That seems like a lot.
It gets aggressively out of control. I mean, I may as well have had a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
You should see these kids. They're always wrestling and hitting and fighting and farting and burping. And it's like.
They're just kids.
Yeah. You guys are just like your mom. No, they definitely took on my nature. That's for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's fun. But like I said earlier, parenting has been the biggest reflection of self. Because it's like, you want to feel like a hypocrite, yell at your kids for some stuff
that you do
all the time.
Anyways,
yeah,
I honestly can't wait for everything, like for her to grow up, going through everything.
Yeah,
but that's fine. Like, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's all worth it. I mean, It's just like everything. It has its challenges. You get frustrated.
Yeah,
but you get over it. And the best too is like teaching them like fishing, for example.
Oh, for sure. I can't wait for her to be kind of active into just everyday things.
And stuff you like, right?
Yeah.
So like,
hopefully it's stuff she likes. Like, I'll definitely probably push it a little bit on her, but also it's like, are you cool with this? Like, you having fun?
Do you want to golf? Oh, you don't? Okay, let's go golfing.
Yep. I will be pushing that pretty hard.
Well, the way I figure, if your kids do the things you want to do, then it doesn't prevent you from doing the things you want to do. So I'm like, girls, why don't we get into golf? My wife's into golf now. She's actually very good for as little as she's golfed.
Awesome.
She's loving it. The girls love it. You're spending quality family time doing something you love. Dude, you can golf. You don't have to be a super athlete.
No.
I mean, you do in a sense to be good, but physically you don't have to, run grandma's marathon twice a year to be able to walk a course.
Right.
So, and you'll do it till you
can't.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
If you got to get to Osceola, I don't want to keep you here.
Oh, no, we're good. Okay. The longer that thing sits, the drier it's going to be. Because generally, you don't do another coat of epoxy for 24 hours.
Whoa.
I poured it this morning at 10.
Your torch obviously worked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so the rule of thumb is 24 hours in between coats. However, they need to have the bar back up and running. So I'll pour it tonight.
Yep.
By the morning, it should be cured enough where if somebody touches it, it won't leave a mark.
Like fingerprints and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they still can't touch it because it will show fingerprints. Yep. But they can't set anything on it or use it till Friday.
Okay.
So, I mean, today I poured it, and Burnex was in there working on Pepsi lines, and I'm like, ugh. They knew it was just poured.
Do not touch this.
Yeah. So, I mean, if nobody touched it today, it's going to be an absolute miracle.
Perfect.
Yeah. Because it's at a point where generally I could sand it out and then pour the last coat, but it's going to be too tacky in the sense.
Yep.
So.
Do you polish it too at the end? Like.
No. So once I pour that final coat, like after it's cured, it's ready to rock.
That's it.
And then of course regular wear and tear will beat it up.
Right.
But I personally like the look of it after it's been used because it kind of takes on a haze.
Yep.
When it's fresh pour, dude, you can see everything. Yeah. Any little speck of dust lands on it, fingerprints, smudges. Yeah. So it's like once
it gets a little scuff.
A
scuff and it looks used.
Which, that's kind of like life, Being a little beat up and used and experienced, kind of just a better way to be.
Like a Carhartt coat. It's way better when it's been abused.
Great example. You put on a Carhartt
Life's
coat.
like a Carhartt coat.
Yeah. The more it's used, the better
Yeah.
it feels. Yeah. When are you going to cut your hair?
I think never, because Tiff would probably divorce me.
Oh, she likes it long?
Yeah.
That's probably good then.
No, and I like it too.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Most of the time. There are times in the summer, you're like, this sucks. Like,
But your hair makes you, right?
that's what I feel like now.
I mean, if I saw you with short hair, it'd probably be a little awkward at first, but not so much because you always have it up, so
I
it
do.
wouldn't be drastic.
It's weird because I do have it up all the time.
I mean, I've only seen you with your hair down maybe 5 times.
So I'm swimming. Yeah, that's about it.
Just
putting it into a helmet, into my fire gear, that's kind of annoying.
Yeah. Do you wash your hair? I know that's a stupid question,
Yep.
but
No, I don't use shampoo every time.
okay, that's what I was getting
I
at.
use conditioner every time.
Yep.
And yes, I have the detangler comb.
Have to.
Oh,
Well,
the greatest thing.
I use my fingers.
Yeah, first, and then.
Well, if I brush it, dude, it gets aggressive.
Yeah.
It'll dry out, and it's just like.
Have you ever been on your bike? Did you have long hair when you had your bike?
Yes.
Yeah? Do you know what I'm about to get into? Like,
Not central.
Like, you don't have it up, you have it just whipping.
Oh, yeah.
I only did that one time. I will never do it again.
No.
It took me like 3 days to get all the tangles out.
Yep. So my wife would be on back, and my hair would sometimes I'd have it down. I'd sit there and whip her in the face, so she'd be like holding it down. She's like, "Dude, you got to put your hair up. This is not fun for anybody."
I had the same thing. Tip's always like tucking it in.
Right? It's just got a mouthful of hair.
I could just see her in my mirror.
So the one thing I did notice, you know how, well, you would know, if you're around a campfire, your hair will smell like smoke, whether you wash it 2, 3, 4 times.
Yep.
If you...
Dude, my hair after a fire call still smells like...
smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get it out.
No.
If you go on a Harley ride and leave your hair down, that's the one thing that takes smoke smell out of your hair.
I still won't do it.
Well, I'm just saying.
Like,
it's
all greasy. Ugh.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like Samson, right? Our hair's our strength. We cut it, we lose our strength. How long is your hair? Like middle of your back?
I don't know.
Pull it.
Yeah, let's do
Pull it.
Yeah.
You should just rock that sometime. Really throw people off.
It's a lot. I feel like Paul Malu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh player.
Little Head and Shoulders. Yeah.
Dude, maybe we'll
It's
get
poofy.
some shampoo sponsors or conditioner sponsors.
That'd
See,
be nice.
I don't really use conditioner unless my hair gets dirty.
Yeah.
But I just straight condition.
You know what's my favorite?
Five Guys.
I do like Five Guys.
Burgers and fries.
Yeah. Just washing my hair in the ocean.
That
That's
ain't
it.
bad.
Just salty seawater.
Yeah.
I notice whenever I go visit my sister in California, we always go to the beach, and even Josh in Virginia, like when we're on the beach, go swim in the ocean, my hair feels really good afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
This is weird.
I've been in the ocean with long hair, and yeah, when it dries out, it almost feels like you washed it.
Yeah, I love it a lot. One thing that I would do when I was on the road working is that I would have these things called fatigue days, and it was like every 14th day you'd have that day off. You'd work 13, you'd have 1 day off, like mandatory day off. And so when I needed a trim or anything like that,
Yeah.
you couldn't like have an appointment because those fatigue days were always iffy. So I would, whatever city I was at, call up a salon, because I'm not going to go to a barber shop.
No.
Call up a salon. Do you have time for a guy's haircut? And they go, absolutely. And I go walk in there.
Yep.
And they're like, mother.
You didn't tell me you had chick hair.
Yep. I would do that. I was a POS.
Hey, that's all right though. It
Yep.
teaches them to work under the gun and quick and get good.
I left a very nice tip too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, here's a big deal, man. So, who's Asian in your family? Mom or dad?
Dad.
Okay.
Filipinos. So when you think of Filipinos, you think more Spaniard than Asian, or Islander than Asian, or at least I do.
Yeah.
But all Asian.
See, with the hair down, you could definitely be Samoan.
Yeah.
You know, little Maui.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that a lot.
See, that's all right though. You know,
Yeah.
we're diversified into one unit.
It keeps it interesting.
Yeah. And I'll play with people too, right?
Oh, I will too.
I'll just wherever I feel like being from.
Yeah. When I was working in, I think it's BP Whiting. It's an oil refinery. And there was this guy that, I think it was a safety guy, that was just pissed over something.
Yeah.
And he's like coming up to me, this is wrong. And I just blank stare at him and go,
No habla español.
no, like, yep.
Yeah.
And he's like, just right on by. Didn't think I spoke a lick of English, and I just was like, oof, that was close.
I really got to start focusing in on the silo project.
I cannot wait for these. Huh?
I know you wanted to hear about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't think of it at first, but I had everything all lined up.
Yep.
Contractors, getting the dollar amount and stuff, and it went way over budget. That's still in the plan.
I'm excited to see that.
Yeah. It
Right
might be a 10, 15-year project,
whatever.
but I'm going to do it.
Can't wait to see that.
Yeah. So
That's a great idea. And Silotel.
Yeah.
Another great name.
see, it's just those things. I feel
Yeah.
like they're divine.
That's great.
Yeah. Well,
That's all right.
it's
I really enjoyed talking to you.
yeah. This is
I'm
fun,
glad you
huh?
came out.
I am too.
It's kind of a drive for you.
Well, it's kind of on my way to Osceola.
Yeah, true.
Just making the long loop.
I can't believe you got to do that tonight, too. The joys of an entrepreneur. Successful entrepreneur.
These are the times that people don't see.
Yeah, no kidding.
What is it? 11:30 at Tippy's and
Yep.
pouring epoxy for an hour and a half.
You do good work. And I'm also, I'm going to leave a link to Not Normal in
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Come check out some of the work and
Yeah, no kidding. It's good stuff.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think the good Lord gave me a talent after I quit being crazy and said, let me show you how I can bless you and you not living in the flesh. So
I love it, man. Again, appreciate you coming out,
yeah.
talking, just BSing around too. I wish we could have gotten on some fish, but
Okay.
that's fishing.
Well, you know what? There's always another time.
Right.
We can do it. Well,
Ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what you heard, like what you saw, please leave me a like, subscribe. We're going to grow this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you coming out, stopping out here, spreading the word.
Yeah, thanks for
It's been
having me.
fun.
That's been good.
All right.
All right.
All right. Ready?
Bienvenido.
Scoop you later.
Scoop you later, baby. I like it.